William. And as you know, if you're on our email list, you'll also get updates on all of those amazing announcements in case you didn't have time to write everything down. So we are at that point in our service where we do a little bit of checking in with our body. How has it been sitting for the last about hour and 15 minutes? Is there anything you need to stretch? Is there anything you need to move? Is there anything you need to shake? Is there anything you need to roll? Just take a minute. If you want to be inspired by your favorite non-human animal at this moment, you can think about, I always love to do large winged birds because that gets my arms stretching really nicely. Anything with your neck and shoulders as you've been sitting there, anything with your back as you've been sitting there. Excellent. All right. So I'm very excited now to introduce you to a special guest from our Compassion in Action segment. Now, this segment of our service is where we highlight members of our community and members of the community who are really putting compassion into action through their daily lives. And the guest I'm so excited to introduce you to today, Kathy Stevens, is the co-founder and executive director of Catskill Animal Sanctuary in New York's Hudson Valley. Kathy is the author of Where the Blind Horse Sings and Animal Camp, two critically and popularly acclaimed books about the work of Catskill Animal Sanctuary. She's also a contributor to books, podcasts, and articles on animal sentience, animal rights, and veganism. So welcome, Kathy.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to see some familiar faces and lots of new ones on this sweltering day. It's nice to come into the air conditioning. Wow.
Yes, we all have a little glow about us if you're in one of the hot regions of our planet right now. So before we chat with you, Kathy, we want to show a short video just to let people see with their own eyes what life is like at Catskill Animal Sanctuary. So Phil, if you could cue up our video, and Kathy, if you want to say anything about this, feel free.
Well, that statement says everything that sums up all that we believe and all that everyone here believes. Animals, turkeys in particular, you chose that video, are such profoundly loving animals, and they run to you and they drop their wings and they come into your laps and they just, you saw it, wrap their little heads around your shoulders for hugs. And if we lived in a world that allowed more of us to know who they truly are, then it would be a very different world, but we don't, sadly.
Beautiful sentiment. So let us know a little bit more about who you are. How did you get into this work?
I had grown up on a horse farm and always known animals because we had a variety of other animals, and moved to this was in the South, and I moved to Boston for grad school and became a high school English teacher. And 10 years in, was offered the opportunity to become the principal of a charter high school. It was not the right fit. It was a media and technology school, and not my thing. Like, had it been a social school for social justice, I'd probably be there today. So it was an opportunity at that point to leave what I thought had been my path, or had been my path to date, and to say, how do I combine my love for animals with my love for teaching and learning? And those two things come together in Catskill Animal Sanctuary.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then now, so you're at a spiritual service here as well. So can you talk to us about how does spirituality fit into this for you, and maybe a little bit about whatever your spirituality looks like or your spiritual practices look like?
Well, I think for a lot of us, nature is our church. Nature has always been my church. Nature is always where I find peace, stillness, a feeling of oneness with other living beings. And if the work has taught me anything in the last 21 years, is that we are all of the same stuff. And the simple truths that we all breathe the same air. We all experience the same emotions. We all want our lives. Pain and suffering feel no differently to them than they do to us. And so there is a reverence for me about them and about what we do every day that continues to work at my heart, no matter how hard it gets. And boy, has it been hard in the last few years. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you for that. And so tell us, is there anything you'd like us to know, people watching this who might not be familiar with Catskill Animal Sanctuary? Is there anything you'd like people to know about?
Well, for people who are near New York, we come visit and come fall in love with these breathtaking animals. I mean, if you are not yet vegan, or if you struggle to stay vegan, or more likely, if you have people in your circle who aren't yet vegan, bring them, because the animals will make them, help them understand, and often be the missing piece that people need to align their values with their lifestyle.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Kathy, for joining us. And I'm encouraging everyone to go find Kathy, go find Catskill Animal Sanctuary.
And we've got, can I say one more quick thing? We've got an event coming up. It's a
tell us about it.
Fundraiser. It's the GOAT Games. So go onto our website and you can support the GOAT Games. It's our summer fundraiser.
Oh, you got to tell us about what that is. What is the GOAT?
Oh, it's modeled after the Olympics. It was just a silly way. We had to cancel all our events like everyone else in the world with COVID, and yet we had to keep the money coming in for hundreds of animals. So this is a virtual fundraiser in which people do whatever athletic or non-athletic activity they do anyway. It's peer-to-peer fundraising, and get their friends to join in. And it's a collaboration with 14 other sanctuaries from around the country. So we're raising the profile of sanctuaries while also raising money. And it's the GOAT Games. Yeah, you can find it on the website.
All right, everyone needs to be participating. When does that begin?
August 12th through 15th, but people are doing it now. They're walking their miles, or they're biking, or, it culminates on the August 12th to 15th, but people can sign up as an athlete or as a donor right now.
And I think I even saw people can read. That can be their athletic event.
People can read, people can binge watch Netflix, people can knit with vegan wool. I mean, sport is used very loosely. Yeah, do whatever you love.
I'm going to sign up in the napping category. That's where I'm headed. Well, Kathy, it's so great talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us today.